Hello everyone and welcome. I am George and this is the Bearded Divers Scuba Review. Alright, today is day 2 or part 2, if you have, of our review on the Shearwater Research Peregrine. Just to recap, Shearwater Research is based out of Canada. They are the leader, if not the leading company for dive computers. Usually when you hear about dive computers, you hear Shearwater, Shearwater, Shearwater. So, at the time of this video, about a week ago, Shearwater announced that they were coming out with a new computer called the Peregrine. It was going to be their foot in the door, or their step in the recreational diver computer area. Normally up till now, they've been mostly like tech diving computers, or on-demand or really demand diving computers for tech divers, or some really hardcore divers. Well, they finally stepped out and said, hey, let's make something a little bit more affordable for the recreational diver. Excuse me. So they came out with the Shearwater Peregrine. This is the Peregrine, so you can see it's got a sleek profile. It's not too bad on my wrist. You can see my arm, how big it is comparison. 2.2-inch LCD screen, LCD LED screen, I should say. Very easy to read underwater. During my test dive, I actually kicked up the bottom on purpose, and I sat on the bottom and I mucked it all up really, really bad, to the point where I couldn't see a foot in front of me. I mean, it was very bad. And I had my arm out, but where I would dive looking at my computer, and I could still read the monitor pretty clear. So I really liked that. That was kind of one of my concerns as a diver that has not the best eyesight, was wondering how it would do underwater. So, and the fact that it is a computer, I feel like when you do night dives or when you do really dark dives, is that it's going to excel in those areas as well. So more about it. So since we're kind of talking about the features of it, the wristband is not my favorite part. It's a silicone wristband. Did have a problem where I was talking to a diver on the beach, and I was going like this or something, and I remember it slipped. I wear a Pinnacle 7mm wetsuit, so it slipped almost right off my hand. So just make sure this is cinched down when you're diving. It does come with the bungee cords. Not a fan of those, so I don't recommend them, just because, I don't know, I can't get them to stay tight on me, and I just wasn't a big fan of it. So this is my first experience with a Shearwater computer. I take that back. It's my first time owning one, second time using one. I was very impressed. It was very comfortable. It had good readings on it. During this whole dive, I did compare it with my Mars Puck Pro. That's what I normally dive with. And I have to say that it was good. The temperature switched pretty fast on here. One thing that I kind of don't like about my Puck Pro, it's very sensitive. So if I start doing this with the Puck Pro, it will start alerting me that I'm going up too fast. So I kind of looked like a dork at one point. I was going, like trying to see if I could get the Peregrine to start freaking out, thinking I was ascending very fast. The Peregrine was actually like, dude, you look stupid, stop. Where my Puck Pro was like, dude, you're going too fast, you gotta stop. So it was pretty cool that the Peregrine wasn't that sensitive, or as sensitive to start freaking out on me. So you are able to change some of the settings on here for like decompression and safety stop, to the fact like you can change medium, conservative, how you want it. It's come in medium. I like medium. It's a good fit. You can also do safety stops on there. You can have it like adapting to like your dive, or you can have it set for a straight time period as well, or have no safety stops as well. It's your choice. Other settings, it does have that NDL planner, and it has that dive planner. I'm not a big planner guy. Like I know when I'm going to dive. I've been diving now, doing kind of like the same thing. I'll do a deep dive, then a more shallow dive. And I don't usually plan it out on my computer. I kind of know what I'm doing. So I know my tissue buildup, and I know that I've never actually hit that line where you need to stop diving because of the buildup. So I'm pretty familiar with that. So I haven't really used the planners very much. It does, oh man, just lost my train of thought there. So the two complaints we'll go through, because that's the next two settings. The two complaints that people have about this computer is that it is not AI. So for those of you not familiar with that term, AI stands for air integration. What that's going to do, it's going to have a transmitter that's linked up to your tank, and that goes in your HP spot, and it's going to tell you your tank's pressure. Now, the cool thing is with, I guess, like the Perdix, is that it's more in tuned. It actually keeps track, and it's going to help you use air better on a dive. That's cool and all. I'm not an AI guy. I prefer having that analog gauge with my my air, my depth, my compass. I like that as a backup. One, in case a computer ever fails, I can still do my dive for a little bit. I can still see how much air I have left, and so on and so forth. I like having that backup. I like having that. If my computer did fail, I could still go and do a dive knowing the tables. I don't have to stop diving because I don't have a computer. Now, computers are recommended. Some agencies strongly recommend them if you do anything over advanced open water. But like beginning diving, you don't have to have a computer, but it's something nice to have. I like it because it keeps track of everything. So the second thing people complain about for this computer is the compass. There's no compass on here. This is a beginning, or not a beginning, it is a recreational dive computer. It's not meant to have all these features. A lot of people are comparing it to the Perdix. It's not the Perdix. Let's go out right off the bat. It's not the Perdix. It's a whole new level of diving computer for them. The Perdix is up here for that demand diving and technical diving. That's why it has AI. That's why it has a compass and all those features. Where this is another level. It's not. I'm saying it's not a cheaper dive computer. It's not cheap in any means. I mean, it's a good price. It's a solid, well-built computer that is going to last you for years and years of diving. So, I mean, with that said, yes, I am sad there's no compass on it. I would like to have a digital compass, but it's fine. You know, I'm fine with it. I still bought this even without the compass. So, the other complaint people have is that the battery is a rechargeable battery. It's got wireless charging, so it comes with a little wireless charging pad. Most people complain because they want to be able to change that battery out on a dive. They're like, well, if your battery dies while you're on a dive, you're done. Well, you shouldn't just be grabbing your computer and hopping on the boat. You should be preparing your gear the night before. You know, never just sit there on the day of the dive and just throw everything together. You should prepare the night before to make sure you have everything, do safety checks on stuff. That's what you should be doing. So, with that said, I mean, I sit there the night before. I'm going to pull up my computer, check the battery. I carry a spare from my Puck Pro. This one I would charge up the night before to make sure it's fully charged. With fully charged, you're going to get 30 hours of diving off that battery on the medium brightness setting, which is what I'm currently using. You also cannot change it. It is not user replaceable. So when the battery does die, I'm going to have to send it to Shearwater Research for a swap out. Not sure how much that's going to cost, but I doubt it's going to be a lot. So that's the other complaint. Other features of this computer does have 4 modes on it. It has an air mode, so strictly air, 21%. Has that nitrox mode. It has a 3-gas nitrox mode. So if you're going to be a technical diver and you want to get into like intro to tech, you can use 3-gas nitrox mode, and it does up to 100% nitrox. And the last mode is a gauge mode. So it just is going to give you the readings for like the temp, the time, the depth, that kind of stuff. I believe it's not going to keep track of your tissues. So going through the menu was very easy. It was very, excuse me. It was very easy to manage, easy to figure out. It is a 2 push button interface, so I can turn it on by pushing the 2 buttons here. One is function, one is menu. Very easy to do. Once you are underwater, you can't really change, go into the settings mode. It won't allow you to do that because you're in the water. The only stuff you can really change would be you can look through different screens on the computer. It gives you like more detail about your tissues, time, temp, that kind of thing. It will also, I think you can go through your dive log. And then if you have 3-gas mode on, you can switch between gases. So the Bluetooth was awesome. I love it. It was very quick, very easy to do. I have it on my tablet that I'm using right now. I have it on my phone, my PC, and it's all synced. So I can actually go and look at any of those 3 things and check my log and to see where I'm at for dives. So if I'm going to dive a certain area and I'm like, oh, well, what did I do last time? And I can check to see how the temp was, what suit I wore. I can check time. I can check all that stuff. It's pretty freaking cool. People say it was clunky and it's very hard to update. I had no problems updating this. It was very easy. It was very painless. You can do wireless firmware updates. So the first thing I did was I updated the firmware when I got it. I think there was a new version. So all in all, it's a very good dive computer. It's very comfortable. I feel like it's very reliable. It's got that Shearwater name behind it. So, I mean, it's a very known computer. It's not some random brand. Like I said, all I ever hear is Shearwater, Shearwater, Shearwater. It's a good brand. It feels like a good brand. It's built all that ballistic nylon polymer, so I feel like it's going to last for a long time. And then it's got a screen protector on it. It comes with that spare screen protector. I was kind of like not sure if there was a screen protector on here because can't tell. So I actually contacted the manufacturer, like, hey dude, I'm sorry to ask this, but is there a screen protector on there? Because it doesn't look like it. He's like, yep, it's on there. He's like, it's very tight on there, so it's really hard to tell. He says you really have to look at the edge of the screen to see it. So they were very nice about that, about answering my questions, and they're very responsive. I mean, I called the company and I got through within 30 seconds. Someone picked up from customer service was able to answer my questions. So that was pretty freaking cool too. I like the customer service from Shearwater as well. They seem like a good bunch of folks. I can see myself having a long relationship with them for diving and dive computers. So, like I said, it is $450 right now. I do still recommend Dive Right and Scuba. I did a little bit more research at other dive places that are selling it. Biggest thing I'm seeing is, yes, they're all the same, $450, but the shipping. Dive Right and Scuba is still offering free 2-day shipping, whereas other places are only doing free standard ground shipping. So I mean, that could be 5 to 7 business days for you, whereas Dive Right In is like, hey, get you that in 2 days. So I do apologize for how long it took to get video out. Just having some technical problems trying to get video transferred and stuff, and got a little tired after I got home from the dive. Ended up doing about a 50-minute dive on this. Yeah, it was shallow. It was like 26 feet, but still just lugging everything around, air fills. But it was a good time. I definitely do recommend this computer if you're looking for a beginning computer. Even if you're an advanced diver or you're beginning into tech, this could be a good computer for you. But just remember, it doesn't have that AI, so if that's something that you really need, or if you really need that compass, it's not going to have those things. But all in all, good price tag for $450. Good solid built computer. I definitely recommend it. So I think that's pretty much it for it. Thanks again for watching. If you liked my video, please like, subscribe, and share. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are posting dive memes every day, and some are pretty dang funny. We are also trying to get more dive shop, dive gear, dive site reviews out there for you guys. If you have any questions about the Peregrine and about my dive that I did with it, feel free to drop me a line below. I do work my regular job overnight, so if I don't get back to you right away, I do apologize. I should get back to you that evening or that night. So thanks again for watching. I wouldn't be the Bearded Diver without you guys, so I appreciate your support. So hope you're able to get out there and enjoy the water.